Well, the first big hurdle in returning to production has happened and the Writers Guild has come to a deal. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about the report that just dropped, what's going on with the Writers Guild of America, and why this is so important to pretty much everything that we follow. Well, it's been almost 150 days, but after several long days of negotiations, the Writers Guild of America has come to an agreement with the Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers. Now, the strike has been going on for 146 days, almost a record. The previous record was 156. And according to the report from The Hollywood Reporter, the Writers Guild of America emailed strike captains the news on Sunday night, and shortly after, its negotiating committee said, and I quote, "We have reached a tentative agreement on a new 2023 MBA, which is to say an agreement in principle on all deal points, subject to drafting final contract language. We can say with great pride that this deal is exceptional with meaningful gains and protections for writers in every sector of its membership." Now, the deal itself still has to be voted on by the members of the WGA, but it is highly anticipated the deal will be accepted, and many people are more than a little ready to get back to work. Remember, many of these people have been without a paycheck for almost 6 months. So, although they probably didn't get everything they've asked for, details are still slim. I suspect they got enough of what they asked for to get them back to work and hopefully improve their chances of making a living for their family. Now, as many of you know, the Writers Guild went on strike several months ago, and a lot of this was focused around some big issues including residuals, AI, and streaming, all of which has impacted the bottom line for many writers. Shortly after they went on strike, we had a lot of writers stepping forward, sharing how little they were actually paid for some projects and some of the rather rough working conditions. Honestly, it sounded like from the beginning this is exactly what was going to happen. It's sad it took 150 days for everybody to work out all the deals, but I am glad the writers are finally going to get paid, and honestly, this is a small sliver of the revenue the studios see. This encourages people to make better products, and that makes us all happy. Now, does this mean things like Daredevil Born Again are going to be back in front of the cameras immediately? No. Sadly, the Screen Actors Guild Union, the union that represents the actual actors, is still on strike. But this is a big hurdle that's been crossed and a little bit of momentum, which could drive that strike into some finalization. It is somewhat unusual for both of these groups to be on strike at the same time. This is the first time it's actually happened in over 60 years. So clearly, this is something new for studios, and like I said, hopefully the momentum keeps things moving forward. Now, the good news is the stuff that doesn't go on in front of the cameras will immediately return to production. This means projects that were in the writing stage or pre-production stage will all once again pick back up and likely start moving forward in anticipation of reaching a deal with the actors. I personally suspect in the next probably 2 weeks we'll come to an agreement with the Screen Actors Guild. This is just a little bit of a spitball prediction. I have no inside information, but studios will now be able to refocus all of their energy on the Screen Actors Guild, on those negotiations, and put their best foot forward after resolving differences with the WGA. When the deal with the actors is finally worked out, we're going to have to wait and see, but I don't think it's going to be very long.